In a surgical and coordinated operation, Israel launched an attack with 200 military fighter jets against Iran, achieving total air supremacy in the airspace over Tehran. The attack was carried out with impressive precision, with the Israeli aircraft destroying strategic targets deep inside enemy territory without allowing time for an effective response. The highly complex and large-scale operation was closely monitored by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and demonstrated a rare capacity for planning and execution, where the coordination between the fighter jets and the Israeli command resulted in a devastating impact on Iran. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. The attack was meticulously planned and executed based on information obtained by Israeli intelligence services, such as the Mossad. To surprise the Iranian command, the Mossad used a clever tactic, a fake phone call. Through this action, the main commanders of the Iranian Air Force were deceived and summoned to a single location in Tehran, where they ended up being executed in a direct and relentless attack. This precise blow not only caused material damage, but also destabilized Iran's military leadership, making the country's air defense even more vulnerable. Despite Iran having a considerable military infrastructure, the Israeli Air Force managed to quickly dominate the airspace, neutralizing the air defense and causing irreparable damage to the missile facilities. Israeli pilots reported that the few Iranian fighter jets that tried to intercept the offensive withdrew at high speed, having no chance at all of confronting the web formed by Israeli fighters. The action was also a clear demonstration that Israel, even with a technically inferior military force in terms of numbers, is capable of exercising a much greater power of deterrence and destruction. Israel's air offensive lasted for more than 2 hours, enough time to ensure the destruction of more than 120 surface missile launchers and several facilities related to the Iranian nuclear program. Cities like Isfahan and Natanz, vital centers for Iran's uranium enrichment project, were priority targets, with the bombings completely devastating the nuclear facilities and significantly delaying the progress of the program. Brigadier General F. Dafrin, Israel's military spokesperson, emphasized that Israeli aircraft dominated the Iranian sky for hours, consolidating total control over the region and creating a blockade in Iranian airspace. This attack was a direct retaliation for the missiles and drones launched by Iran against Israel on June 15th, which caused several casualties and injuries. Iran, which launched approximately 100 missiles and dozens of drones against Israel, now finds itself facing a brutal and effective response. While the Iranians estimate that Israeli losses were minimal, Israeli authorities claim that the response has already caused the deaths of more than 230 people, including civilians and fighters, with independent organizations suggesting that the number could be much higher, exceeding 400 victims. Among the fatalities of the Israeli attack was Major General Ali Shadmani, commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the Iranian Army. He was killed during an attack on a command center in the heart of Tehran, along with other high-ranking officers. His death was a significant blow to Iran, which lost one of its main military leaders. Shadmani, who had taken over the leadership of the Iranian armed forces after the death of his predecessor, Major General Gholam Ali Rashid, was eliminated in an operation that reflects the precision and audacity of the Israeli forces. Although the Iranian Navy tried to respond, Israel's air superiority was undeniable. The support of the United States, which has strengthened Israeli defense over the years, was an essential factor, although the North American country was not directly involved in the conflict. The presence of the aircraft carrier Nimitz in the Middle East, one of the main aircraft carriers of the United States Navy, was a clear sign that Israel has the necessary support for its operations in case there is an even greater escalation. The Nimitz, with the capacity to house more than 100 aircraft, including fighter jets, and with nuclear propulsion, is prepared to provide support in attacks on land and air targets if the conflict intensifies. The relationship between Israel and Iran has always been tense and marked by a series of geopolitical disputes with Iran since the Islamic Revolution of 1979, positioning itself against the existence of Israel and constantly seeking to weaken its position in the Middle East. For Tehran, Israel is considered a longtime enemy, and any Israeli military advance is seen as a direct provocation. On the other hand, Israel accuses Iran of being close to acquiring the capability to produce a nuclear weapon, as well as financing terrorist groups and carrying out attacks based on deep-rooted anti-Semitism. Israel, in turn, has always shown a firm stance regarding its security, and the protection of its territory is seen as an absolute priority. The Holy Land, with its religious and historical significance, is home to a people who have the promise of divine protection over their territory. And any threat to that sovereignty is met with all available force. Even though it's a small state, Israel has shown the world that with cutting-edge technology, efficient strategy, and a well-coordinated military force, it is capable of standing up to any enemy. The Israeli Air Force, with its ability to constantly adapt and innovate, is a reflection of Israel's commitment to ensuring its survival. Since the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, the country has faced attacks and hostility from its neighbors, but has always known how to respond with intelligence and strength. The use of state-of-the-art fighter jets like the F-35 combined with drones and advanced defense systems ensures that Israel is always one step ahead, both in terms of defense and offense. The conflict with Iran, which has been going on for decades, seems far from a peaceful resolution. The two nations continue to confront each other, with Iran seeking to develop nuclear technologies and finance movements that challenge the established order in the Middle East, while Israel prepares to respond to any threat in a forceful manner. The future of the region remains uncertain, and tensions continue to rise, with each side trying to stay ahead of the other. If you want to know more about the role of the Brazilian armed forces and the geopolitical issues that shape the world, visit the official Vida no Quartel website. There, you will find daily information about national defense, global military movements, and everything that happens on the world stage. Take the opportunity to stay well informed about the events that shape the future of international security. Here at Vida no Quartel, You stay up to date with everything happening in the military world. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos appearing on your screen. Forward, combatants. See you next time.